So, like, back when he was doing all, like, that Jack hair stuff.
Right.
And doing all that stuff, I still didn't really like him. I just didn't care for his humor. I didn't find him funny. I didn't think, just because he was tall and hairy and had a British accent that he was funny. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm pretty sure his remake of Arthur proved me right. But...
Oh, fuck. What the fuck? God damn it. Ugh. What have I done?
Holy moly.
I'm an idiot. I'm trying to smoke some pot, and I'm trying to, like... I'm trying to find a good place to actually set this down and have so I can smoke.
Right?
Oh, I forgot my lighter, and so I have to smoke with matches. And
gnarly! Make sure you get that on film.
Really?
Viewers. Well, yeah, because I post this every episode. I post on like every OMMP page from here to anywhere I can find in the state of Oregon, let alone any other state or country. The Australians love us. I can tell you that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the green card Australians and all these like medical marijuana Australian groups, they love our show.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you can tell how many people are watching it because I'm not sure YouTube gives you like very like relevant statistic like amount of views. Because every time I go there, the number changes and I wonder what the number really is. But I wonder if people are watching the Ustream because Ustream, if we post the link, they can go back and watch it on Ustream just like YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
How does it tell you how many people have gone back and watched those Ustreams?
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of people are actually watching the Ustreams, although, I mean, we're getting like 1 or 2 viewers, like I am with my Hollywood Hempress Hour.
Right. So we're getting 1 or 2 that are steady.
Right. Here it is. Here's the light.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, wait. It's going to go out before I even get to it. Fuck, that's my problem right now. That's been happening all night. I'm going to have to, maybe just get some lighters on reserve, because,
Lighters on reserve.
So, these matches were just kind of...
You'd think we would just have a bunch of lighters and shit everywhere.
I know. Oh, here we go.
I should probably join.
I mean, that's a lot to get, it's going to flame longer for me.
Oh,
that's nice.
You better catch it while you can.
Oh, I just coughed it out. Oh, damn it. You know what? I took my John Lennon book. I set the recorder on top of my John Lennon book. Oh, you can see it in here too. You know why? Because I like to bring him with me.
Right? Channel his powers.
Right. Because I saw it and I go, you know what? I need a little prep. And I go, oh, the John Lennon book. And so I had him on the first show, but now I brought him out today again. So, well, not that I'm bringing him out. I mean, that's weird.
No, but so you saw Russel Brand go off.
I did. It was posted in the Global Illumination Council today.
Right.
Dr. Bernard Alvarez posted it, and I didn't really get a chance because we've been so busy. I didn't get a chance because I had to work my 8-hour job today. So I didn't get a chance to look at it, and then between the show I looked at it, and a bunch of people posted it on a timeline, and I posted it 2 or 3 different times, and it's just and then Dr. Bernard Alvarez said it's like 11,000 like it went viral, like even from his site.
Yeah.
Like 11,000 people viewed it or something like that. He goes, it's crazy.
It's going big, and all I know is about it's an 11-minute clip, okay? 11-minute interview. And at 1 minute and 55 seconds in, check the clock, I actually had a thought, I may be gay.
Really?
I was like, I am now in love with Russel Brand. I want to fuck this man in the mouth. I love this.
Well, I fell in love with him. I literally put, I want to marry him.
1 minute and 55 seconds in, I was like, oh my God. And then he went like 4 steps further, like he just kept going. And he laid it out. The fact that he didn't take no shit from that reporter was hilarious.
Yes.
He's trying to like go, whoa, 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 whoa. And he's like, what? You believe what? No. You're an idiot. Like he actually mumbles, you're an idiot in the first 35 seconds of the interview. And I was like, what? And then he kills the guy. And then he's like talking about talking about how like there's a council, how all these people don't get. There is no such thing as a Republican or a Democratic Party. There aren't two parties. They're just doing that to keep us all separated and confused to the real fact that they don't give a shit about anybody and except for themselves. And he basically goes into everything we've been talking about.
Yes.
Week. And
yes.
That's exactly what he did. And he basically put it out there and was like, "What now?" But this wasn't ran in America. It wasn't ran in America. So it got aired
on YouTube.
Well, after somebody else recorded it and then uploaded it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then it went viral instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly.
I mean, I was blown away. I went, oh yes.
Watch the whole 11 minutes of it?
What?
Did you watch the whole 11 minutes of it?
Yes. Yeah. And it's 11 minutes. That's a spiritual number. 11. That's a master number.
Well, it's actually 10 minutes and 48 seconds, but
wow, you have it. It is.
I rounded up. I rounded up for you.
I want to watch it again. I want to watch it several times. Yeah. My jaw dropped. I just, and he goes, facade, or this is a facade, or there's some word he goes, well, what, he goes, it's humor, this is funny, he goes, he even insulted it, we have to laugh about it, I mean, and I love the way he goes, like, I am a comedian, so what, I mean, that doesn't mean I don't, and it was just.
Yeah, because it doesn't mean, he goes, that doesn't mean, because he said, you don't vote, what makes me think I should listen to your political point of view? And he said, just because I don't vote doesn't mean I don't have an opinion. And he was like, I don't vote because I'm exercising my right to tell you I'm tired of all this shit.
Yes!
So mind-boggled by all the bullshit, I don't even want to have anything to do with it anymore. And he goes, and I don't think I'm alone in that. And he was like, and then he went on to say, like, and just because I'm a comedian, and then later on he's like, just because I'm a comic, so what? It doesn't matter if I'm a comic, that doesn't mean I don't have an opinion. It doesn't mean I'm not still a human being. He's like... I do my job, you do yours. He's like, but I'm for human. When I'm done with mine, I'm for humanity. I'm for this. I'm for it. And he starts and he goes, what are you for? Like, and he's just eating this guy up. And I'm like, oh my god. I heart Russel Brand. I don't know. I hated this guy. He ruined one of my favorite movies of all time, Arthur. Why he even took that up? Not going to be better than. You're not going to be better than Dudley Do More in that motherfucker, for real. Dudley Moore in that just smashed it, okay? you were done. And that his remake was terrible. I thought when he came to America, I thought it was terrible. I mean, I'd seen a lot of his stuff he'd done overseas already, and I didn't think it was that great either. Not a fan until a minute and 55 seconds into that clip I saw. After that, I was in love.
I've been watching him lately online a little bit. I've been watching him say things lately. In little pieces. One of the things is I stumbled on a video that he did with the David Lynch Foundation, and it was like this kind of, and he was talking about quantum physics and manifesting and being able to, how all that breaks down. I was like, Russel Brand? And he was so charming about it. He was so into it and like, yeah, we can do this and that, blah, blah. And I go, wow. And, of course, David Lynch was talking about transcendental meditation. And what's really weird too, Kevin, is, I'm not gonna say this word, the David Lynch Foundation started to follow me on Twitter. Both my accounts, actually, Hollywood Headrest and my personal one. And I was like, and I tell people, I go, oh my god, I go, the David Lynch Foundation is
Twitter's coming
following.
Back. I just read a huge Google report today, right? On the top websites.
Yeah.
It said over the next 90 days, Twitter will outbeat Facebook in the amount of users and actual viewers. So Twitter's coming back hard. That's where you want to be starting to post a lot.
Okay. All right. So anyway, so I started to feel connected. I kept watching the different videos and whatever. So Belinda Carroll sent me a video of Russel Brand on a show where he had the Baptist guys who were against gays.
Oh,
And
nice.
I watched it and I went, my God, he was so eloquent and he was so egoless. He was even like, he even was loving to the people and he, I just thought, I go, this guy is like, he's beyond anything I've ever seen a comedian do, putting against such opposing hatred and anger and whatever. And he just, and he would go and they would say, we think you're a fag. And he goes, well, and he would talk about, like, what I'm saying, like, he goes, well, we smoke fags in England, but I know you're meaning the other thing. And I mean, it was just wonderful. And so I started to watch some other stuff he did. There was another thing where CNN came, I think it was like one of our shows, and he just made the the talking heads so uncomfortable. It was like, well, what are you guys reporting? You're not even reporting real news here. I mean, he just he just insulted them in the most pleasant of ways, and charmed them, and they didn't know what they didn't know what to do with them. They were just speechless, and I went, oh my God. I think that he's an awakened artist. I mean, he means business. I mean, he's not.
A 6-part series. He did a 6-part little like web mini series, right? And it was 6 parts. Like, you can find them on YouTube, okay? And it was basically when he first came to America, like when he filmed this when he was younger, right? When he got here as like a pretty popular comedian over there, he came to America, and him and a buddy went around, doing his tour spots, right? But they filmed their in-between travels in the van.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And he had the tour set up to go all the spots because he wanted to follow Jack Kerouac. That was his whole deal. And so that's the road, that's like the trip they traveled. But every city they got to, they'd stop and find the homeless people. And he would talk to them and give them money and shit. And in one city, I don't remember what city it was, but people tried to attack him. Like the normal people were trying to attack him for giving money to the homeless. They're like, all you do is, they're going to go use that on drugs. All you're doing is enabling them. Quit giving them money. And he was like, what? And it was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. And I had seen these people attack a guy for doing something good or decent, or at least in his, and he said, who cares if he's going to go do drugs with it? It's my money, and it's my choice to give it to him. Once I give it to him, it's none of my fucking business what he goes and does with it, just as much as it's none of yours. He just goes off on these people, and I'm like, that's amazing. That's a great answer, right? The guy was smart. I just didn't like him, as far as his entertainment. He got famous for entertainment, and I didn't find him funny, and I didn't find his acting skills to be anywhere near par, let alone above it. So I was just, I just was kind of curious how he got where he got.
Well, you know what though, I loved him in Sarah Marshall or I'm forgetting Sarah Marshall or whatever. I mean, like that. I mean, I did. I thought he was different. He was funny. He played that part really well. I mean, I liked him in that.
Different. He was funny. That's the role he's played in every movie he's been in.
Yeah, but is that him or is that Hollywood doing that to him? Because they take one person and sometimes they, especially with comedy, you end up being a one-trick pony over and over again because it's like, oh well, that's what sells. But you know what? He's proved them wrong though. I mean, obviously he's
played Hamlet.
I mean, but in terms of what he's doing, his
outside of the movies,
right? Yeah, and he did use it on his platform. I mean, he did it on his show. He started it, and as things have cranked up, as maybe Roland A. Doobie was saying on the show, that the planet's vibration is going higher and everything, and that we're all kind of, that he and let's go back a moment. When Forgetting Sarah Marshall was on, look what's happened in the last 2 years. I mean, if you take 2011 to 2013, I think people are having a completely different awareness of what they think might have been going on then we, I mean, today I was talking to this guy at my work, and I was saying, oh God, I haven't had any sleep hardly. I've been working on these, this and that, blah, blah, and I go, and then I'm doing this other show called Trips afterwards, and then I go, and we just get on Skype, we smoke pot in front of each other, and we just talk about stuff. And he goes, what are you talking about? And I go, well, depopulation, Agenda 21, and stuff like, and he goes, oh, okay, cool, yeah, that's cool, and I'm like, I go, fuck, he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, he knows Agenda 21. I mean, these are terms where I don't think people would have known. Like, I know stuff. Like, when I watch, like, it's almost like we're all like, is it the 100th monkey? Is it we go, it's like, oh, I see you. You know what I know. You know what I mean? Is it? I mean, I kind of feel a little bit like because it's the fact that we're doing this everywhere, and we can just upload like. My most favorite things on YouTube are not these like slick produced,
No.
blah blah blah. It's some dude going, hey, guess what? This is what I think about blah 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 blah, and this is what's going on in the planet world blah blah. And they just turn like they record up their cell phones, they download, they upload it, they put some pictures and we're like and we're all getting this information. I would know nothing about any of this had I not been on the internet doing what I spend 2-3 hours. I mean, I sometimes spend 2 days just studying and watching things. And how the internet is, if you look at one thing, you get more of what you look at. So, I almost started to feel that there was a synchronicity into, like, I would be thinking about something, and then all of a sudden I go on YouTube and I see a video about what I already thought about, and then I go, oh my God, check this out. This is, and then you'd see another video like it kind of, and some of you go, well, I don't know about that one. But a lot of it, I'd go, wow, I would have never have known. You know what I'm into right now? And I can't seem to get enough of it. I don't know why I'm so attracted to it. Have you heard about, like, the super soldiers?
Oh, yeah. Like, well, it depends on the ones that they're building, or if you want to know, if you're talking about the exoskeleton suits that they've made for them that make them pretty much, like, just...
No, I'm talking about, like, a group of people that they have, like, actually, it's called Project Ibis, where it's actually the children of basically the bloodline. We're talking the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, it's the bloodline that comes from the tribe of Dan. It's the Viking bloodline. It's the Merovingian bloodline from King Charlemagne. It's the Babylonian, it's those kids that, they've been put into the system. It's pretty fascinating. They some of them are like maybe indigos, they're very psychic because like part of it, and so they've taken them and kind of genetically modified them and implanted certain things that are like just things like where it's part computer and in their pineal gland, and they're able to remote view and do attacks on people simply by being in like another like dimensional kind of thing. It gets really, and that's just one aspect of it. They've MK altered them. They're connected to our government. They're talking about knowing reptilians. They're part reptilian, and they've been traumatized and used for means that are like some of it has to do with ritualistic sexual manifestation, like you were talking about the moon and sitting out and drum circling, and all of that stuff is like being like they are talking about it, and they're unprogramming, and they're like whistleblowers to what's been happening with them.
Well, it's like this. One, I am a Filipino Portuguese, I'm Hawaiian, and I am actually of royal blood. I am a direct descendant of King Kamehameha. So that I understand exactly what you're saying. And two, yeah, they do take advantage of these people. You know what I'm saying? But it's no different than anybody else. what they do is they take these people and they tell them because of who this is, and a lot of that has to do with, politics and money and, and keeping a reputation and doing that. So, like, like you talk, like you look at, like, Prince Harry or something, right? They'll put him in the military, they'll do this. I mean, hell, they had George Bush in a goddamn air flight suit, okay? That, and all of these people, like it or not, they're all part of the same bloodline.
Well, I need to admit something about myself. I found out about some stuff that I hadn't realized is that, I'm of mixed. I have like six different nationalities. German, Irish, French, Spanish, Indian, some Indian, and it's a little Israelian. I just found out recently. One of my great grandmothers were a pastor office as herself office being Spanish. And also I'm thinking maybe we were the Spaniards that we didn't practice Catholicism. But on my mom's side, my mom had a DNA test done recently, and she's like, she calls me up, and I was working in a restaurant where there was a Viking theme, and these people were assholes. They were just assholes to work for. I'm like, what the fuck is it with Vikings? Like, Vikings are such raping and pillaging. What a horrible group of people that existed on the planet. And my mom calls me up and she goes, Tere, I got the DNA test, and I go, really? Okay, well, what is it? And she goes, well, we're descendants of the Vikings and the Romans. And I was like, oh my God, we're assholes. And she's like, what? She goes, no. I go, no, we're assholes. Do you know how terrible the Vikings were? I go, they're from the tribe of Dan. I go, they were the 6 kings that were kicked out of, out of Israel. I go, that Vikings, 6 kings, the 6 kings. And my mom goes, what? I go, no, this is not happening. And, and my mom goes, well, I'm sure they did something good, Tere. I'm sure some of them are good. I know they are. You'll find it. You'll find, that they, the good, that they did good too. And I go, oh, okay, and so, and then, and also get this, my uncles were Masons.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I forgot about that. I started to, my mom was a Job's daughter. It's like, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to have to face something, and here's what I really think is the way to think. I think it's wrong. It's dangerous for us to point one group of people and say, oh, they're all bad. We're not all bad. Everybody has the choice to be, in any given moment to do whatever. And so,
walking around thinking everybody is all bad, because if that's the way you're walking around,
right,
you're the only one who's being bad.
Right.
I don't get that. Like, who is walking around thinking everybody else is around them bad? And I know the answer is everybody, because it's a shoot first, ask question later, society. And, and it's because they're all so scared of one another that they're just like, they'd rather be alive and wrong than wrong and dead. And the thing is there's no such thing as wrong and dead. It's almost like that asshole who in the 70s decided he was going to change how we did American medicine and said, you know what? An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. That guy fucked us for the rest of our lives. Right?
Right.
Like that one dentist who can't get along with anything, and then out of nowhere they fucking go with the one dentist, and all 5 dentists agree. It's like the one guy's victory, and they only did it so they can get him to vote for their shit later, and he still never agrees with their shit, because 4 out of 5 dentists always say something, because there's always the one guy who doesn't say shit.
Well, the one thing about the super soldiers, though, that I can't get, there's one lady, though, I've seen her on 2 different videos.
Is the lady a super
yeah,
soldier?
She's under that title. She has been, used for, certain things.
I don't know if I would call them a super soldier. See, the thing is, they get used, but they don't actually get used by, I would say, here's the issue. They don't get used by, the military. They get
all of them, because they're using their psychic abilities.
No, they get approached, and they get used, right?
Right.
But they go into a building. They go into it. They're not going into war zones. They're not getting. So they're not soldiers. You know what I'm saying? And for them to.
Okay, I get you. I get you. Yeah.
But just the term alone, gives them like a reference that they're not. So when people start trying to go, oh, this is what you're talking about, well, this has nothing to do with the title, it already kind of throws people off. Like, they should retitle what they do instead of calling themselves super soldiers, because they aren't even like, obviously you geniuses didn't pre-think that one out. Right? Like, yeah, okay. You didn't see that in the future coming, did ya?
And that's an ex-Google employee. It's like, you got to know how to brand yourself.
You got to know how to brand yourself. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
And they should have seen that coming.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's my whole thing. I'm a psychic, but I don't know how to market myself. That's kind of hard for me to believe, because if you can see in the future, you can't see yourself on top. And why are you on my top? Why are you talking to me? Right? I'd be like, well, we're super soldiers. Yeah, who forgot how to market? What? Why are you on TV?
Shit.
Those girls that got pulled out of that guy's basement with those kids and shit. And what was that like? I don't remember what state that was. Just recently, that made that black guy that worked at McDonald's famous.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those girls. They did one television interview and said, "We really just don't want to answer your questions." Right? Super soldiers going, "The government raped us because we see into the future." But we can't see where we're going to be. Like, ourselves are blocked. All right, so why don't you look at each other, because you're in a group, why don't you tell each other what's going on? Like, how come they can't figure this out?
Oh, my God.
I mean, I understand. Yeah. It's like, it's like when you see that guy walk across your TV screen telling you that he needs 3 cents a day, right? And I'm not no mathematician, okay? But 3 cents a day somehow equals out to $36 a month, which I haven't figured out yet. But he says he needs 3 cents a day to help teach these kids how to read and write.
Uh-huh.
As he walks through town, you can see, like, spray paint that says, "Fuck you, get out." Like, and I'm like, well, if the kids don't know how to read and write, I don't think your crew's happy with you. I mean, who's smuggling in the Krylon? Right? I mean, like, where's our money going? Have you ever paid money to one of those things and got a picture they send you? They send you a picture of a little kid. Me and my neighbor did it, and we both got the same picture of the same kid. How many kids are we feeding? 2. They have 2 kids that live in a mansion. That's what they do. You know what one's my worst? The worst one is that pet one. I know you've seen that SPCA one that has like all the dogs, and it plays the Sarah McLachlan song, and it's just like, ooh, and it's just like, it's depressing. Like, I don't know who you are, but that commercial doesn't save dogs; it sells Xanax.
I can't even look at those commercials. I they come on. I gotta turn my head. I can't even handle this. I can't handle the pet one.
Oh, yeah, the dog one drives me nuts. My favorite one to laugh at is the polar bear. The polar bear on the floating iceberg. The thing swims in that water. It should just swim to a non-floating iceberg. A fucking bear. What, something gonna eat it? There's nothing in that ice-cold water coming to get that fucking bear. That's why it's white. Because it looks like an iceberg when it swims. That one's my favorite. My new one, the new one that's taking over the world. Pink. This year must have been the year that Pink must have gone like untrademarked. Like Susan G. Komen must have like lost her like copyright, because now every single person in the world has their own cancer awareness nonprofit group, and everybody's wearing pink.
I know.
Ford, the motor company, these motherfuckers make cars. What do they know about breast cancer? Half of them probably gave you breast cancer from their fucking shit in their seatbelts. You know? Like, like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
Ford
weird.
has one. I just saw one, like, you can go to Target and buy t-shirts that good, but none of them are that Susan G. Komen anymore, you know, because she got nailed, you know, because she made, like, $6 billion over the course of, like, 7 years and donated $350,000. It was pretty amazing.
Well, you know, this is I mean, you know, again, cancer's big business. I mean, we ask, you know,
for it, the taxpayers, because the companies that actually work on it don't get their money from NGOs. They get their money from the government through federal grants. They get their money through federal grants. So it comes from taxpayer money. It's a set allotment. That's what people don't understand. You want to know where our money goes when you pay your taxes? They have it already allotted out. This much goes to this research. This much goes to this research. This much goes to this. That actually goes out through our government, not through these NGOs. These NGOs can set up private companies and donate, and they do, but they give about that much. It's like when you go through the, let me tell you my first lesson of this. In college, my buddy worked at a McDonald's, right, inside of a Walmart. But if I went in there at 2 in the morning when he was working, he'd give me free food. Well, one time I went in there to get my free food, right, and opened that Ronald McDonald thing that they have right in front of the cash register where you could give your change and put money in. It goes to the Ronald McDonald Foundation.
Yeah.
The manager, he just took the key, unlocked that, took the money out, paid for my right? And I asked him, how he could do that. And you know what he told me?
What?
They are trained to take the money out and put it into the deposit bag, and it goes into the bank account of that McDonald's. Because McDonald's, as a corporation, gives a flat fee to the Ronald McDonald Foundation, no matter how much you donate every year, no matter what. That money is donated every year. It's a tax, and they use it as a tax write-off. So you can keep putting money in there, but somebody's taking it out and using it. If it's not the owner of that McDonald's, it's the manager who's collecting it.
Jesus, you know what? I wonder if they make more money by the donation than they actually are paying the foundation.
I highly doubt it. I highly, highly doubt it. They're giving them millions, and I don't know. They sell fucking a lot of burgers. I don't know. That's a good question.
I stayed at the...
Every person who went through the drive-thru left at least a penny.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a possibility. That very well could be a possibility because of how many McDonald's there is.
Right. I mean, you know, whenever you look at you, I mean, every single, we exit sign on the freeways when you're on the road traveling has a McDonald's.
Wow.
It's McDonald's, Taco Bell, Jack in the Box, Denny's. They're everywhere, easy access.
I'm sure there's an asterisk somewhere in the small print. Because if you've ever seen like anything, like it says, hey, if you buy this, so much of it goes towards something,
mm-hmm.
right? If you've ever read the small print on that, it always says, oh, we're going to donate this versus this out of this versus this. So, and then they go on to say, so no matter what we get, they get this. So it doesn't matter. Once they hit that number, it doesn't matter.
Right.
That number, it doesn't matter. And that's always in the small print. Always. By the way, save Ferris.
I saw that.
Yes, we have to save Ferris.
We do.
That's
it's
right.
important
He's
to
really
save.
sick.
Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling the need to maybe, start to, go to bed.
Yep.
I worked, it's 3. I worked like.
We've done pretty good. We did probably about 40 minutes.
Yeah. Bearing, I think I'm gonna do like part 1, part 2, part 3, and then just like make an explanation, like Tere like try to light her pipe with matches, but didn't had or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I think it's I think like I'm gonna go to sleep.
I think we got some good stuff though.
We did.
Yeah. We
did.
We got some good humor and good topic in there, so I think that's great.
Yeah, I do. I hope Alex is gonna be okay. He is.
He's fine.
Okay.
All right. He's asleep.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right. Well, I'll check on him tomorrow.
All right.
All right. Bye.